Language and cultural contract presentation. For my activities, I watched El Mar Adentro, or The Sea Inside, for 2 hours. I watched news reports on the death of Juan Gabriel for 30 minutes. I watched the meeting between Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto and Donald Trump. And I did Medline plus activities and words for an hour. For the El Mar Adentro, or The Sea Inside, is about a man named Ramon who spends 28 years fighting to have euthanasia legalized. Euthanasia is when you have someone else help you commit suicide because you were unable to. Ramon had a swimming accident when he was a teenager. It left him a quadriplegic. And Ramon meets a woman named Rosa, who sees one of his interviews on TV, and they become fast friends. And Rosa tries to convince him to live, but then realizes how difficult his life is, and eventually helps Ramon commit suicide by giving him water laced with cyanide and record it. This is actually based on a true story. Ramon is a real person, and Rosa is actually a woman named Ramona. Ramona, however, was never convicted of helping Ramon kill himself because they were very careful about it, and Ramon had multiple people do little parts of the task that led up to the drinking of the cyanide. And once the statute of limitations was over, Ramona admitted to helping Ramon. Some of the terminology that I learned was la eutanasia, which is euthanasia, el or la abogado, or abogada, which is an attorney, los demás, which is others, y juzgar, which is to judge. I didn't name them all, and there was way more, but those are just some of the ones that stuck out to me. Some nuances of this video was religion, family, politics, love, and passion. All these are seen in this movie. Religion is seen when part of the reason people don't believe in euthanasia is because religious reasons, and some religions say that if you commit suicide, you don't go to heaven, or you don't go on to the afterlife, or your soul will be damned. So that's seen in the movie. Family, obviously, because Ramon's family is very important to his survival. Politics, because Ramon fights in court with his lawyer Julia to get it legalized. Love between Ramon and Ramona, and just the passion that Ramon has for what he believes in. When the next thing I did was about the death of Juan Gabriel. Juan Gabriel is a singer and songwriter who is very popular among Spanish speakers. I watched the videos at the bottom are some of the links to a few of the videos that I watched, and some of the terminology I learned was me he quedado solo, which is I am left alone, en el mundo ya no hay paz, in the world and no peace. Tú sigues sentido el mismo, you're still the same. And la tristeza y la soledad, which is sadness and loneliness. These are some of the lyrics that Juan Gabriel songs, and that were some of the more talked about, and things, the ones that really connected to his listeners. The nuances were love, passion, music, adoration, life, and death. And these can be seen, love can be seen when there are people crying over Juan Gabriel's death, passion for his music, and music, obviously, because that's what Juan Gabriel did. Adoration that the fans and the family had for Juan Gabriel. Life and death, obviously, um, are in there based off of how life goes, and you died of natural causes, which I think made it a lot easier on his fans. The next thing I did was I watched the meeting between Donald Trump and Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto before Donald Trump's major immigration speech. Some of the terminology was aliados, which is allies, malentendidos, which is misunderstandings, discrepar, to disagree, exportaciones, exports, and then intercambiar ideas y visiones, which is the exchange ideas and visions. Those are all seen in what the speech that Enrique Nieto gave. Some of the nuances seen were politics, passion, peace, and immigration. Politics, obviously, because it's between Donald Trump and the president of Mexico, and just about the future that the two countries have together. Passion for and love, really, for each other, for their own countries and for the people. Peace, because Enrique Pena Nieto was really trying to make sure that there's peace between the United States and Mexico. And then immigration is obviously a very big important role in this. As we all know, Donald Trump sees immigration as a big issue in our society nowadays, and it's a very important role, a very important part of deciding who becomes our next president. And the link is at the bottom there. And finally, I did Medline Plus activities. I decided to really stick to a lot of the symptoms of healthcare, especially since we've been doing dialogues about how are you feeling, and then what's the problem. And really, the only things I know, are like feelings, like I'm feeling happy or sad or stuff like that, or like cabeza, like those are little easier ones. But I thought it was really interesting to learn more about different ones that don't usually come up so much in like the textbooks and activities that we do. So one of that, some of the terminology is acidez estomacal, which is heartburn, deshidración, which is dehydration, dolor, pain, fatigue, indigestion, and tos, which is cough. Those are just a few of the words that stuck out to me, and that I really liked knowing and appreciated, like learning. Some of the nuances were medicine, symptoms, healthcare, and patient-focused. Medicine and symptoms, obviously, because it's about healthcare and working with patients. And the reason I put patient-focused up there is because almost every word that appeared on Medline Plus had a link to learn more about that symptom. So, what causes fatigue, and how one gets fatigued, or what happens when you have indigestion, and how to help treat that. I thought that it was really patient focused and wanted to help us not only just learn what the words are, but what they do and how to help your patient with that. Finally, just in conclusion, I really loved the movie El Mar Adentro, and I like learning about euthanasia and how difficult it can be for those who not only have disabilities, but for their families, and how much of a struggle politics play a role in things that almost everyone can do. We say it's like a free country and everyone has rights, and well, at least America's a free country. Not all countries are like that, but how we want everyone to be equal. but how are we equal when we're not permitting people to do things that they want to do because they can't? You know, if I wanted to commit suicide, I can go and do that right now, but if I'm disabled, I'm not allowed to. And I'm forced to live a life that I don't want to live. I was also very intrigued about the issues that people talked about in Mexico when it came to the death of Juan Gabriel, and the issues that a lot of Mexicans are having with President Enrique Pena Nieto. Not only just him speaking with Donald Trump, but there's also some other issues. I know my coworker Carlos, his family lives in Mexico, and he was just telling me about, you know, a lot of the Mexican people aren't very happy with him right now. I also really enjoyed using the Medline Plus to learn Spanish terms used in the healthcare setting because of how much I learned and how patient focused. And I think it's just a great site to use new terms and to be informed about how to help your patient. And that is all.